I'm trying to finally press the right button.
I did it.
It's huge and clear and says record. Sometimes I don't know.
Sometimes it doesn't work for me.
It's like artists can't read.
Doesn't want to be a button.
All right, guys. This is the We Are Casuals podcast. This is episode 5 for us. So I'm just gonna label it 5, even if it's our 13th episode. It's now episode 5.
Complain about it on the internet if you want.
Right, and this is the and I'm the Magic Fox Clark, Jeffrey the Magic Fox Clark. You are.
I'm me, Carter, guys.
And you are.
Chana.
Yeah, so this is a weekly show where we talk about everything that's happening during the week, whether it be nerd related or not, and we just joke around, and you get to joke around with us. So, if you have any questions or topics you want us to cover, put them in the comments below. So, have you ever seen anything so scary that it makes you want to go home, like just randomly in the street or on a rugby field? Because I have. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the New Zealand team has a haka. It's an opening ceremony or dance meant to intimidate the team. Like everyone in rugby has one, but like the sheer intensity of the New Zealand's teams is just horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
They stomp and yell at you.
They're gonna eat you alive.
Well, I think that's the point, because New Zealand's culture back in the day, they used to be cannibals.
Right.
So
in rugby, are they still allowed to tear each other's ears off? Because that's what
I
they're
highly
gonna
doubt
do.
I don't know. I have not checked. All I saw was the haka, and I was like, man, this is horrifying. Why would you stay on the team? I would have went home. If you saw the Welsh team's faces, it looked like they shat themselves, but they're being paid to be on the field, so they have to stay.
Rugby itself is intense. Don't let that scare you. Don't let it terrify
Okay,
you.
if they are, okay, imagine this. You're on a field with your buddies, but then, it's like the Space Jam final battle. A bigger team comes out with bigger muscles, somehow way prettier than you, though.
Oh, they were so much smaller.
They were gorgeous. The New Zealand people were gorgeous. And then they start walking towards you. Some of them are shirtless with spears, and all you hear is Wakana Hooga Shaw. You should run.
It was stomping toward them. They were
Stomping, yelling. They hit their own bodies. They had Gene Simmons tongues, tribal tattoos. 4 of them.
Oh.
I know. 4 of them had spears. It was ridiculous.
The guys with the spears were shirtless and fat.
Yeah, that makes them more horrifying.
They're
honestly,
gonna cook you on the spear,
right? Rotisserie.
They're gonna throw it and run at it at the same time.
What kind of sucks is the internet exists, and there was no one on the Welsh team side. I was reading articles about that game, and it was like everyone's like, the Welsh team looks like their souls were taken from them during that haka, and the zoom, and I love it because they had these high def cameras, and they would zoom in on the Welsh team's faces, and they were trying to, it's like a gangster trying to act hard, but he's scared. He's just like, I'm gonna whoop your ass, but he's shaking.
Right.
Especially that bearded guy, he's like, and his eyes are darting back and forth. I was like, oh, you poor guy. You poor, and you can't leave because they're paying you. The Welsh got destroyed 20-7.
Well,
Whoa.
fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know how points work in
It's
rugby.
it's pretty much football.
It's football?
It's pretty much
It's not
football.
soccer, it's football.
It's pretty much football, yeah.
Okay.
But they wear soccer attire because they're, I guess, monsters.
Yeah.
That game was
Because
horrifying.
padding is for bitches. Nobody puts padding on.
Hey, the New Zealand team had padding. It's called muscle.
Yeah.
That muscle.
Those were some-
Muscle.
Not artificial padding.
Hell no.
It's all natural padding.
China, can you sing?
No.
What mean?
My mom told me no. She said no. She said stop.
Can
Stop
your
trying.
mom sing?
No.
I guess you just know what she's talking
Can't
about.
sing
China.
it. No, I had this point in my life where I wanted to be in musical theater, and then she's like, China, you can't sing. Don't
Then
even
your mom
try."
loves you. I can't see what sucks is I can't tell if your mom loves you or is being an evil person, because it's like we were talking about this last week, me and Hikaru off the air, where we were like, man, I hate Will Smith's kids. Because Will Smith doesn't love his kids enough to tell them they're doing ridiculously terrible things with their lives, especially Jaden. I don't know what Jaden is. If Jaden was an alien, I wouldn't be surprised.
This is being a dumb child.
I don't think he's dumb. I just think he's either super jaded or, like I said, his parents don't love him enough to tell him he's doing stupid things.
Well, yeah, I think That's it. Because my mom will tell me that's stupid. Like if I wear an outfit that's ugly or something, she's like, that's ugly, or that sounded stupid, or why are you posting that? That's what they never tell that kid.
Yeah, it's just like, I bet you Jaden walks in and Bradley's like, Dad, I want to jump off like Niagara Falls, but the only way I want to survive is with balloons filled with helium. And he goes, that's a good idea, son.
Or they just say, okay.
Yeah, and they all go to Canada and they jump, and all he has is a bunch of helium balloons.
Oh my god.
I wish I didn't have the little voice in my head that told me not to do that. Just, when you're a teenager and you don't have that voice,
Yeah.
that's when you do it. But then you have parents that tell you that's stupid, and then you grow the voice. He's never going to grow the voice.
Yeah. I mean, like, for some people, like I said, it's a fine line. Like, if your mom says, hey, you can't draw, or, like, something that requires practice for you to get better at, or, like, a dream you have, yeah, fine. But I think just Jaden just walks downstairs and says dumb shit. Like, hey, Dad, I want to make a Tribe Called Quest style video about how much of a hipster I am, which is real.
Really?
Will Smith sat in front of his son and let him talk for about an hour and put it in black and white and all these random angles, and it's ridiculous.
You think he's waiting until he gets older and he's going to be like, remember when you did this? Remember when you did this?
I hope so. If he does, then Will Smith will always be the ultimate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
To troll your
Yeah.
son for what, 12 years? Damn.
That's a long time.
Dude, he's so
that
popular.
is a patient troll.
What sucks is Will Smith is so popular. No matter what any of his family does, they'll never be more or as popular as he is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because remember when he was on the red carpet and his wife was wearing a gorgeous dress? He literally had to go, wah, like point at his wife and step away from her for people to take pictures of her.
But even then, everyone's like, look what Will Smith is doing for his wife. Like,
Dude, it's like when you break a bunch of barriers. Like, you won 2 Grammys for not cussing and 2 albums. Had like a television show that lasted forever back in the days when everyone was being quietly racist.
Yeah.
Everybody still knows all the words to
Yeah.
your song.
Or at least the first line of it. You worked with DJ Jazzy Jeff in like the most hard times ever for DJs and made him popular. Like, your life is ridiculous. But the reason I asked is because I sent you guys this video, and then it's about a guy singing, and the caption is, when you have the best audio engineer ever, and he's like, and he's like, play that back, bro. Woo! And he sounds great. I'm like, what the hell? I would love to do that. And the only thing we have now is auto-tune.
That's pretty much what the fuck he used.
And it doesn't. No, that's not auto-tune, because auto-tune makes you sound like a robot with a fluctuating voice.
It does a little bit more, but yeah.
You have to know how to sing a little bit to make autotune sound good, because it's still going to catch all your, like, it's going to make it sound better, but it's going to catch your imperfection.
You have to know, autotune works if you know how to be in tune.
Yeah.
So, like,
No one
does. If you guys were here, you'd see me shaking my head like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, fuck. This is floating. This is floating.
But I mean, autotune, it makes you sound like a robot if you use it, it's like a knob. Like, if you turn it up a lot,
Yeah.
like, that's when you start sounding like
a robot?
like T-Pain.
Oh, okay.
But
I
if
like
you-
T-Pain.
No, I like how, I was just, I love how he did it, though.
I don't really care about that. He can legitimately sing.
Right.
I saw him in a jazz performance once, and he was glorious. I'm like, nigga, why are you using auto-tune? What is wrong with you? He sang like some real good black classics with a fucking angelic voice. I'm like, dude,
That's just the way he likes to sound. He wants to be a robot.
I think he just knows what works in the market. And he's like, I'm not going to get by on my ballin' ass singing. So let me sound like a fucking robot and talk about sex so I can get paid and then do all this cool stuff. It's like,
He's still a producer, though.
yeah, it's like that stuff where you say, it's like, you got to do what you got to do so you can do what you have to do. Like, if they were going to pay me $10,000 to run around downtown LA naked, like, every week, I would. And so I could pay for all the comedy crap. It's like, hey, we've all seen your dick. Cool. Oh, great. That alleviates one level of, like, crap I have to deal with in the future.
Do you still get registered as a sex offender? Like, will they excuse you for watching?
Yeah, I'm
around?
getting
It
paid
has
for
to
it.
be. It
Yeah,
has to
I'm
be.
getting paid for it. It's like
Okay.
an episode of Jackass. I mean, like, we've all seen Steve-O's dick, like, what, 90 times?
Yeah.
And he's not a registered sex offender. And if he is, I don't know about it. So, if he is, put it in the comments below. I don't know about it.
I mean, I doubt it, but I mean, if he is, well, it's not
That'd be weird.
shocking.
That's a horrible list to be on.
Yeah.
Because then people don't even look up your crime. They're like, oh, you want a job? Oh, but you're a sex offender. So they assume instantly, what did you do?
I saved a life, but I had to make out with a girl to do it.
And she was 7. So
Yeah, they call it CPR. No, they call it rape. What the fuck, dude?
See, they're not even gonna look it up. It's like a big flash right
God.
there.
Yeah.
There was an SNL skit one time where they had a company that was like Angie's List, but it was Angie's List for non-violent registered sex offenders.
Okay.
So they would come in to work for your house, and it just looked funny because the girl was like, "What?" And she had all the plumber and the carpenter and whatever all standing in her house, and she's just looking at them. Like, so they're all sex offenders.
Oh my God.
They're like, yeah, but they're non-violent offenders. You know, that one just peed in front of a school. That one just took pictures of women on the toilet. They're just, those are all their crimes.
That one's a laid-back Glenn Quagmire. Giggity, giggity, goo.
And they do weird things. Like, one of them's like, you need someone to walk your dog. He's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a weird face.
Oh my God.
Quadrupeds.
Oh,
Quadrupeds on my head.
no.
Get it in bed.
No.
With a sled.
Get out.
The sexual version of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Oh.
While we were talking about the CPR thing, my brain went back to this one video I saw on YouTube about this radical feminist who's like, and yes, she was radical. I'm gonna tell you why, because her whole thing was someone saved her with CPR, and she made a whole 5-minute video about how like the guy needs to check his privilege because she didn't want him touching her, even though that's what's
What
required
the fuck?
for the CPR maneuver. He's like,
Wait, is
and
she-
he put his lips on my lips. I didn't ask for that, and he wanted to put his hands on my chest. And I was like, oh God.
All right,
she
well
so
then next
radical?
time you can just die.
Yeah, and then I was gonna segue that into like if radical feminism was like the way to go, then women would be extinct within a year.
I think that can't even be called feminism. What's it called? It's like equalism or whatever. When they're like, we want a few hundred years of just the reverse of everything that's been happening to women and men.
The reverse is that's not equalism, but it technically you could call that feminism third wave radical feminism, because the third wave radical feminism is they want to get rid of males or at least replace the current ladder. So the ladder will be flipped.
Do you want to switch it around?
Yeah. So that's why when people tell me, hey, feminism is like, you know, this, and this, unless it's the actual feminism, I'll go, that's kind of radical feminism where the ladder is flipped. And technically nowadays, people don't realize feminism and equalism are basically the same things. I mean, in terms of their philosophies, the goal of feminism is different than equalism. Equalism is like everybody is equal and that's it. Feminism is we want everybody to be equal, but right now we're focusing on all feminist related stuff, cis related stuff, people who like women, cis men, and you know, usually things that we put down, they want up.
It did. I had a teacher who was like super into that, and she's like, it made way for the gay movement. And she was there when feminism movement kind of started.
Yeah,
she's super
burning
hippie.
bras
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
free love movement.
I noticed she burned her bras because she wasn't wearing one. So
I was talking to a friend and I told her the same thing, and she's like, no, I want to be equal. I'm like, you don't want to be equal. And she's like, why? Because equal means that the culture will change and you don't want that. And she's like, what do you mean? Do you want to pay for your food right now? She's like, no. Yeah, I thought so.
I want to pay for my food.
You're one of the few. There are some people who are out there who are like, yeah, I want to be equal, and then they don't want to be equal once I realize they show them all the cultural things that have made, like, in a sense, women's lives bad but easier at the same time, like paying for dates and having chivalry in a sense, like people getting up for you on the bus, people actually driving you places, people doing things for you. When you ask people to move, we ain't got time for your shit. Like,
okay, so where are these polite people? Nobody gets up for me on the bus. They only got up for me one time because I fell over.
So just fall over all the time, China.
That sucked. I don't want to do that again.
Well, because more people are like going into the equalist thing. Like I'm definitely trying to be equalist now. Because like if I see something, and unless it's like a huge like uproar, and like an old lady is like about to shatter her knees on the train, I'm probably not gonna get up either. And that's
Awful.
How is it awful?
That's just rude to the shattered old lady.
No,
She
I said
didn't-
I would only get up for the lady who's about to break her knees.
well, yeah.
But every other 20-year-old lady, 40-year-old lady, I was, all right, you guys can stand. I mean, fuck it.
I made the exception for hurt people, like people
Oh,
in
yeah,
Taz,
that definitely.
and then pregnant women. Just
No,
No.
They are terrible people.
No, look at their feet. Okay, my aunt had the biggest swollen ass feet. She couldn't fit into any of her shoes because her pregnantness made her feet super swollen. She hated it.
I'll definitely get up for a pregnant person, but they are terrible people.
That doesn't matter. They're in pain.
I know. That's like I said, I will, but that doesn't make them any less of a terrible person.
A lot of old people are terrible people, but I will get up for you because I don't want to be responsible for your death.
But they were born in racist times. They're fine.
Yeah,
like I can see a 50-year-old white guy going, "Look at all these niggers on the train." I don't even blame you, nigga. You fought in the war. Go ahead, be racist. No, to be real, like I get it to an extent, like why some older people are like super stuck in their old ways. Most of these people got shot at, and like we to them we came over and robbed them of a bunch of shit, which we did. Let's be real, like the Irish moving to New York, there were a lot of people who lost their jobs because Irishmen went like, we can take 30 cents over this nigga's $1.50, and then built an entire like beer empire over them, and then paid their people better. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, fine. I can understand your racism a bit. You're going to die in like 20 years and then we'll have new people. So I kind of don't care.
I can't wait for that to be my excuse. I want to say whatever I want and just be like, well, I'm going to die soon. So just let me.
Yeah. That was like a weird skit I saw where like
me.
we let old people do whatever they want because they're going to die soon.
Let me be me. And it's sad to see old people sad. So I'd rather see them angry and pissy rather than sad.
I'm guessing you watched the Titanic and just felt for that old lady.
Titanic. Oh, we used to have that.
What was her name?
VHS.
Helen, I think.
Probably.
Was it Helen or?
I didn't pay
Helena?
attention to the
Something
movie.
like that?
I just saw French breasts and then I stopped watching.
I don't remember that movie. That was forever ago.
I know. But like clips of it are everywhere. Like I think every comedy troupe makes fun of the Titanic at least once in their life.
All I did the last time I saw it, I think, was name all the times Rose killed Jack. Like he could have lived so many different times.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all her fault.
All you have to do is share the plank of wood.
Ooh, all she had to do was leave. She was put on the go boat, right? And then she jumped off to go be with him. If she had left, he could have helped himself instead of having to help her.
That movie is fake as shit. I hate. You know how people are saying like porn gives like men, unrealistic views of like sex and stuff. Romantic comedies or romantic movies in general give women the unrealistic sense of relationships.
I remember Whitney Cummings talking about that.
Have you seen that movie? Is it called Don John?
No.
That has the same concept. He is like super obsessed with porn and he loves porn and he goes to the club and he picks up really hot girls all the time and sleeps with them and then he jacks off to porn afterwards because he's like, they're just not as good as porn.
See, that's kind of not the same thing.
No,
to me,
it is.
To me, that's a To me, that's like an addiction.
Yeah, that's why that was the problem. Is because he couldn't tell the difference between porn and real.
Okay.
And then he had a girlfriend who loved romantic comedies, and he's like, that shit's all fake. And it's like, are you serious? So is porn. But he didn't really get it until he had real sex with some other woman, like for the first time in his life. It wasn't just, let's try and make this happen like porn.
Oh, okay.
Like, he didn't believe in those movies either. He had this whole montage of, the girl and the guy end up together in the end. It's all fake shit, and only stupid people fall for it.
Well, I feel like, I'm glad that movie, addressed both sides of it. So, like, have you ever had a girlfriend that's mad at you for no reason and you don't know why, but then like if you actually have a good relationship and you talk about her, she represents some shit you've never heard of, like some notebook shit or some magazine shit. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like when your girlfriend's mad or she expects you to do something that happened in a movie that you won't do, like, I'm gonna go to Paris, and then she's like sitting at an airport for an hour and she's like, why didn't you come? Because nigga, I'm not gonna do that. I have a job to go to. If you're gonna run off to Paris, do it. That's your money, fuck it. And then for girls, like, have you ever had your boyfriend expect you to do something weird in bed, like, hey, you should let me like walk around with my dick out, and then I'll randomly turn to you and then like hit you in the face with semen, like shit like that. Like we all have things that we've been influenced by that really fucks with our perceptions of relationships and sex, and we should let that go. Like there was this picture that I wish I would have sent you earlier that showed up on, I think, Vogue or some other magazine. It was a really famous magazine. It was like, look at this beautiful plus size model. She looked normal.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the comments were like, fuck you for like saying that this normal looking woman is plus size, because all of the beautiful women that we know that are normal size have to like say, oh, I'm fat. Like, that's bad.
That's
Well,
a
it is.
contradiction.
Well, I'm plus size according to my pant size, and I don't feel like I'm plus size.
You're not. China, you are very normal size, but
See,
you're gorgeous.
But
so.
that's what it's considered plus size. Like, I'm not. I don't feel like that's what it is. I can't stick my face in my bra. I'm not plus size. face.
Wait, you've seen people who can do that? Just like fucking.
Yeah, like you can.
That's,
I can't do
that's,
that.
I think that's just huge breasts,
Yeah.
not being super fat. Like
No, but then even pant sizes, like I've seen ones where I could fit 2 of me, and I'm like, that's plus size, not
okay, yeah.
not size 6.
I do want to see 2 Chinas and 1 pair of pants. It seems like a really it's a very 60s comedy show.
I feel like I'm gonna fall over. We might hop to try and walk.
The show would be like, since it's the 60s, like, come see China in pants
Oh
in
my
3D.
God, yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like a stage show with Frank Sinatra and shit. I'd love that. And then you have to tell jokes. Oh,
My joke would be that those pants are made in China.
oh shit. So let's go back to the haka and cultural shit. Like I was talking about this earlier. If you could be reincarnated into any race, what would you want to be? I kind of want to be a Chinese female baby because they're adorable.
I want to be one of those hot Colombians, that they make do the news and stuff.
Oh yeah, and they make you turn sideways.
Yeah.
That shit's so awesome. Like it's literally in her contract that she has to turn sideways like every 10 minutes.
She used to wear those dresses that are like sausage casings.
Yeah, like she can't walk. Let's be real. They carry her around on a forklift.
She looks great though.
She
She
does.
looks amazing.
She does. Sometimes I can't tell if that's her real ass or they pack it with salmon.
I don't know if she's padded just at least a
'Cause,
little bit.
Yeah,
but-
it's too round. It's like it's too well rounded. It looks like if you know physics, I feel like she could bend over 90 degrees and she wouldn't fall because her ass has so much weight in it.
There was a video of a girl who had one of those zipper up sausage dresses.
Oh yeah, and she tried to twerk and then
yeah,
it
and it
exploded
just
outward.
exploded open.
Yeah,
Her ass is real. We all saw it.
yeah.
Oh my God.
What-
That is. I
I wish someone in the audience had a ball of ranch and just fucking just tossed it and just like yeah.
I feel like those women are super, super objectified, but I wouldn't mind if, like, because they get so much fun at the same time.
Yeah. I feel like one thing there's an argument back in the day when Bayonetta first came out where it's like sexuality versus owning your sexuality, and people were like, Bayonetta's a sex object, and everyone with a brain was like, shut up, because she owns her sexuality, and in the game she does. She does all the sexy things because she wants to, not because the camera pans at an awkward angle. No, she like dances like that and kills things at the same time because she fucking feels like it. So people, to me, in my opinion, people who dress sexy and act sexy and like own it, and like I said,
that's confidence.
yeah, to me that's confidence. And then as long as they're not doing that cosplay thing we talked about last episode where you're just
Right.
flaunting and being bitchy about it, you're owning your sexuality. So you're gonna understand people are gonna look at you, but you're also gonna be like, whatever, that's kind of what I want. So you're gonna easily be able to brush it off and have a good time as long as you're one, protecting yourself properly.
Right.
So to me that's fucking awesome, especially if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think, but you have to be given a choice. I don't think women over there are given the choice as much as they are over here. Like, we get to choose to be sexual, or we can just wear muumuus all day if we don't want to be. We
Well,
get the choice.
I actually haven't lived there, so I don't want to like speak for an entire country I've never been to, and 2 never studied the culture of.
I just know I'm surrounded by Latin men constantly, and they're whistling and they go to call you over. Like,
Fuck,
I just
ignore them.
I hate that shit. I know, it's just that it happens so often. It's kind of hard. So we get a lot of girls who they just got home from being out at the club and they're trying to go into their house and they get whistled at by some old fuck from across the street, and of course they're gonna throw a death look because it's like, it's not for you. It was for something else, and they go into their houses and just. I want to be able to go to the liquor store and not get that. It's not like I don't like that shit.
Hey, Haina. Hey, Haina, is that a hyena? Are you calling her a quadruped that laughs? Whatever, fool. I'm like, I had a lot of Mexican friends in high school, and I was like, I never understood most of their culture in terms of like, because of the way I view things objectively, like in terms of like what's it for, and there was never any real answer. They just kind of did it. So I was like,
Yeah, I can't explain half my culture to you. I just know this happens.
yeah, because I was out with my sister yesterday, and we were going to get lunch, and then this guy was like, at least he was polite about how he was trying to hit on my sister, which is hilarious because she's just this gorgeous, short-haired white girl with a curvy body. So she's walking down the street right behind me, and the guy's like, "Hey, how are you?" And she's like, "I'm fine." And that was the end of the conversation. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Could have went way worse." Because I was ready to turn around, do some Donnie Yen shit, kick him through the table that he just built. Like, it was about to go down. So it was a good day. It was, I guess, I don't know if they're getting better or he was just nice. So
They could just be nice. I've been hit on in Jamaica. That's the worst place to be hit on.
why?
Because they're like, hey, want to come over here and get fucked? Like, they don't.
Because okay, no, I actually know why that happens. Because a lot of white people go to Jamaica to have sex.
I was
Yeah.
with my grandma. They need to go away.
No, seriously, there will be like a lot of rich
do
old
not
white
care.
people or women young from like 18 to like 68, whatever. They go to Jamaica to fuck, and that's a real thing. Like I even talked to like some of my like rich friends. Like, yeah, we know people who go to Jamaica just to have sex. Like they don't even vacation. They just like, okay, that Cabana boy has like 9 inches. Okay, you're gonna be with me for the entire 7 days. All we're gonna do is fuck. Maybe play some turtle racing, but then we're gonna go back and make porno. Like that's
Well,
what
now
they do.
Now they're spoiled. I don't like spoiling them. Don't expect that. Not
Oh no,
every
they get
tourist
paid.
wants to.
They get paid, so they're whatever.
See, that seems like more spoiling at the same time.
Now put that in the mindset of our strippers.
No, hookers. I'm thinking hookers. They get
Okay.
paid to have sex, right?
Yeah.
But then a lot of them get tricked into this lifestyle, and then they can't leave it.
Get a
It's
gun.
just- no, they can't because they're scared. I've met a couple of them.
I'm
and
sure.
I'm just, I'm like so sad for them because you try and tell them all these things and they're just too scared. You know, no, now I have kids. Now I have to take care of them. No, I can't.
You know what we should
He's
do?
gonna
We should
find
fly
me.
them all to Costa Rica
Oh my
or a
God.
random country. Just like, hey, are you a hooker? And then like put them in a potato sack and all their family, and then fly them over to like England, and then just,
Would
leave
they
'em there.
Be better hookers over there. Better
who knows?
treated.
But like they can't come back. so they'll have no choice but to build a life there, and I bet you it'll be better because one, no one knows they're a hooker, and two, like England just has better healthcare and
They do.
and
Aren't
job
they-
market.
I feel like they should go to countries where hookerism, prostitution is.
Did you say hookerism?
Yes, it's like legal.
Thanks, China.
Well, when it's legal, it's like they're super protected.
So it's
just
called
a little
Holland.
More.
You want to go to Holland?
Go to Holland.
Holland
I'm gonna go to
and
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
I'm gonna buy a brothel in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam.
Yes, because one, it'd be pretty cool to own a damn brothel,
In Amsterdam.
and two, that's like prime real estate and income. Son, my life is gonna be easy.
You can live in a windmill over there.
Yeah, that sounds really dumb. I'm gonna walk out of my house and get whacked by one of their arms.
Well, pay attention. You know you lived in a windmill.
It's like it's like a Disney movie. You come outside, it's a wonderful sunny day, and then BAM! Just one of the windmill arms comes down and whacks you in the side of the cheek. Now you look like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre because you tried to have a nice Disney moment.
Oh my God.
The windmill thingies are like up there. They're not by your
No, some of them are super-
door.
Some of them are by your door.
Yeah, some of them go way like right by your door.
Well, I
especially
think
if
you
they're
should get a
adult.
better windmill if you're not
Those
going to
are
pay
the good windmills.
attention.
Those are the good windmills, and windmills are based on how altitude wise. So like if I lived on a hill, yeah, that's how big it has to be, and it's closer to Irish windmills because Ireland's basically a huge fucking cliff. So windmills aren't that high. They're like pretty much a little over your door, and then they spin and make your face come off. Apparently.
Don't put blades on your windmill thing.
What do you think windmill arms are? They're huge fucking blades.
Don't sharpen them.
So I was talking to a friend about Ireland recently and how their culture, I think it was you, how I love Irish music.
Was it you?
It was probably him.
You.
Because I love Irish music because it's one of the few songs, you know what, how people say there's brotherhood in this and there's camaraderie. When you hear Irish songs, you can actually really feel that.
Yeah.
Plus, Irish redheads are gorgeous. Like,
Yes, they are.
holy fuck.
There was
Yes.
this list I read recently. I wish I knew what I did with it, but it was like things not to do when you come into our country.
Is it for Ireland?
And it was for like everybody put a list of like what do you not do in
Okay.
your country. And in Ireland, I don't remember, but Ireland and Scotland they both had like a contradicting thing of if somebody buys you a beer, like in one country you have to take the beer, but in the other country, don't take the beer, you buy your own beer.
Okay, I bet you it's in Scotland. It's you have to take the beer. In Ireland, you don't take the beer.
You have to buy your own beer.
Yeah. I think I was watching Harmontown and I like how Dan Harmon was like, Irish people are dirty little potato people, because they didn't have like a renaissance, so like they didn't have a renaissance, so they didn't
Well,
embrace
yeah.
rich people's culture.
Right,
they didn't
right,
buy
right.
like fucking Croc shoes and like golden toilets. They're humble people.
Well, they stayed really Catholic over there.
Well, I don't think religion has much to do with it. Like
Yeah.
in terms of how, because they were under England, so all the shit that England was doing, I guess they were so rebellious they didn't want to do it themselves because that would make them as bad as England.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about your golden shoes and horses with like speakers in its anus. They didn't want all that rich people stuff.
Right.
That's like half humble to me and half like I
Teenage-
don't wanna. Yeah.
teenage angst. listening to
I'm
my
too
cam.
cool to be doing what you're doing.
Pretty much. And their like culture still rocks. Like they still sing shanties, they still drink. Irish women are still gorgeous. The men are crazy, and I think it's awesome. Not all of them, but still, like the culture of men is awesomely crazy. What scares me though is like my friend went to Ireland and he showed me pictures, and apparently, like I said, it's a huge fucking cliff, but they also have really heavy fog, so you could be walking down the street and then just walk off a cliff
Drunk as fuck, because that's what you were doing.
on potatoes, on vodka or whatever you drink, singing a shanty with your friends, skipping down the street like it's the Wizard of Oz, falling off a cliff.
Ooh, there was a rule in Ireland. Don't ever try to make an Irish accent, because they're like, there's no such thing. There's multiple places in Ireland that have different accents, and they're like, it's fucking annoying to hear the Americans come over and do their leprechaun, because it's not. It's like insulting. That sound.
The gold and the
You
rainbows.
do not make that accent sound.
It's
hilarious.
a problem because I'm really amazing at accents. So like the moment I hear accent, without even trying, I switch to that accent, and it's so bad.
They don't like it.
Well, I can't stop it. I met a French guy recently, and I caught on to his accent, and I started copying it perfectly. And we actually had like a 2-hour conversation with me in a fake French accent that sounded great.
In France, you can't talk on public transportation. That was
In
a
France,
rule.
you
I
also
remember
can't
that.
fart.
That's rude.
Yeah. France has a lot of dumb, really strange rules.
There were things that I didn't even consider. Like the rule in America was don't touch other people's kids, and I was like, wait, what?
That's the rule in every country.
No,
No, but it's like really like that's like a huge thing here
Because everyone's afraid of pedophiles.
Well, yeah, because like this person said that they went to the mall with their Venezuelan friends, that they met with a bunch of little kids, and they would just pat them, and like they were touching them playing, right?
Yeah.
He's like, we almost got arrested because in Venezuela they'll see a group of kids and they're allowed to start playing with them, and then they'll leave. But here we get suspicious of anybody who touches our children, and I kind of get that because I'm afraid of pedophiles.
That guy high-fived a kid. He wants to fuck it. Get him. Like, that shit sucks.
Because they're tricking them, because they're strange. Because there are so many people, like, you see those videos of the people that go up and just high-five kids, and then they pick them up and run away with them, and now you don't have a child.
When the fuck did that happen?
There was a kid, he was like a little baby, and some guy came up and pretended to talk to him and picked him up and ran away.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Was that kid white?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Did he look white?
No, because he was like, he carried him from the side so I couldn't see him. There was a
Was his
surveillance
hair
camera.
blonde?
I didn't see it. I think it was brown. No, his brother rescued him. His hair was brown. He ran after him.
Okay, so it was his brother white.
A little? I don't.
A little white?
Because I wouldn't have named him as white like right away.
Okay.
I wouldn't have jumped to
Because
white.
honestly, I kind of get what you're talking about, but the only time I ever see that is with like white kids. I'm sorry, I've never read a story where like a black kid or a Latino kid got caught by a pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Well, you see there was not kidnapped, but like I have seen that little girl who had the gold necklace, and the guy came up and just ripped it off of her and then ran away.
That's not pedophilia. That's called like stealing.
That's still like, don't touch my kid, because he hurt her.
Because I've never seen like, because black and Latino kids ask too many fucking questions. Like, you know,
Yeah.
back in the day when the scenario was, hey kids, you want some free candy? And like a black kid would be like, why? Like, where's it from?
I do admit,
Is
you
it
can't
really free? Like, niggas would ask questions all day. Pedophiles would get tired of
Especially
us.
if you're in the hood.
Yeah.
You can't really kidnap black kids. I do know that because
No.
they fight back like every little thing you say. My grandma told a little girl to shut up one time because she was picking on my brother when they were little.
Uh-huh.
And then all her friends flocked around. Shut up! You shut up! Like they did not.
That sounds normal as fuck to me.
Oh my
That
god.
sounds very normal to me.
God damn.
You can't take them.
We can't have nice things.
And I think Latin kids growing up around being one, I was suspicious of everybody. My mom would always tell me, don't go near that person, don't go near that person, don't go near strangers, they'll try and take you and sell you on the black market. So I never went
I
near
think your mom was just
strangers.
being horrified. Well, like, I feel like Latin parents are obtuse with their warning. You see that dog over there? Don't go near it. It has a gun in its mouth. It'll fucking blast you as soon as you get like 5 feet away from it. It's gonna open its mouth. It's gonna have some Austin Powers moment where there's like an AK coming out of it, and just like, like
Did kind of
Oh
do
my
that. I
God.
remember seeing stray cats when we were visiting my grandma in Mexico, and they're like, don't touch that cat. It's got diseases and you're gonna get it and it's gonna kill you. And I was, I don't want to touch a cat anymore.
yeah. Like, I feel like every time a warning from a Latino parent comes out, it's way overblown. Hey, don't touch those flowers. Why? Because there's poison and it's acid, and you'll touch it and your skin will fall off. I'm like, holy shit, that's horrifying. I am 8.
My grandma had a rhyme that if you sang while you eat, you go crazy. El que como y canta, loco se levanta. And so we're not allowed to sing while we eat because we're being crazy people.
Okay, I agree with that. I don't want somebody eating McDonald's going, and she will be loved. And then like tears fall out, be loved. And then the music video, life comes in. For some reason, the sky turns like super blue, and fucking some dude comes out of the bathroom with a piano.
See, I would get scared that if I did actually like hum or something while I ate, I would wake up crazy in the next morning.
You know what's really horrifying? You know those musical numbers that happen that randomly break out in song and movies? That would freak me the fuck out. Like some random person in the street singing and everybody on the block comes out and starts singing with it. I'd be like, holy shit, we need to leave right now.
What about flash mobs? Have you never seen
I wanted to shoot flash
a
mobs before.
musical one?
Yeah, I wanted to fire on people. If the gang culture in me needed to come out in one moment in my life, it would be when niggas started singing in the streets.
That's why they don't do it where you have a gun.
Somebody gets in the streets and starts singing like, what's a good song? Like, what's a good song you guys really enjoy? Like with actual singing.
Well, no, they did flash mobs of that one song from Les Miserables where everybody starts singing into a big marathon. I thought that would freak people out because if you've never heard that song, you're like, what? These people start singing.
They need to die. Yeah, they need to. Yeah,
singing.
It's time to shoot people. This is not making me comfortable at all. It's worse than the haka. Like if the haka is coming down the street, I can walk the other way. But if there are niggas singing in all 4 directions, that's called surrounding the enemy. Where I'm from. It's called getting flanked.
You gotta just slowly get away, and it's like they're not gonna hurt you.
They're already hurting me with their voice. Who knows what's next? Maybe the dog with the AK will come back, start singing, fuck up, the gun will come out, and damn.
Oh my god.
He's a puppy. He doesn't know how to control the gun in his mouth.
Don't do a flash mob for him. He doesn't like it.
No. And apparently they don't like it in Korea either, because Koreans did a flash mob and like the Korean army came and like stopped it. You know when Psy had his big music video and everyone was doing like Gundam style everywhere? Mm-hmm. Well, like they did it in a national park, and then within like 5 minutes there were like 2 rovers and like 80 Koreans.
Didn't know what you were planning there.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like Korea also doesn't like flash mobs.
Oh my god.
Right? And that makes no sense. Like, they're Koreans. To me, it makes no sense in Korea because Korea has a bunch of Koreans, and it's not like it's a melting pot of people that they're afraid of. Mm. Like, in America, if a bunch of black people start, hanging out around an embassy, okay, yeah, I get it. You're afraid of black people, you should probably call the police or whatever because you're scared of us. But in Korea, it's nothing but Koreans. I mean, no. We could all be wearing suits with cake, talking about, peace in all the world, and they'll still call the cops and, like, get Humvees within the hour.
Yeah. No, that is so sad.
It is. It really is. But, I'm not going to complain about it because there's no point right now. But I still think it would always be funny that the Koreans are scared of Koreans. And Korean teenagers at that. How radical are Korean teenagers? Is it like Battle Royale in Japan where niggas are just shooting each other in the desert or the forest? Because if
Battle Royale, I mean, I feel like Hunger Games is like a lighter version of Battle Royale.
Hunger Games will never be Battle Royale. Battle Royale is fucked up. They were like, hey, you're in high school? Oh, well, you've been chosen to kill each other.
Yeah, well, I don't like comparing the two because I went out to read Battle Royale and watch and the manga because I read Hunger Games too. They're 2 different stories, and I hate when people compare them because I'm like, they have 2 different points. So you can't do that. Yeah, and in Battle Royale, it's about one kid surviving. And
it's mainly about one
And then
kid.
in Hunger Games, it's about, political struggle in the form of controlled violence.
That's what that one's about. You can't compare the two because then they brush off Hunger Games if they know about Battle Royale. And, like, there's 2 different meanings.
But to be fair, it's like I enjoyed the concept of Hunger Games for the first 1.5 books. After that, it got ridiculous. Like
there were no more Hunger Games after the first 1.5 books.
Yeah, like the first 1.5 books made sense. Okay, corrupt government uses violence to solve their problems, and then people were like, we're tired of killing each other, and then they fuck up the government. The best storyline to go would have been like, okay, kill the kids because this actually works for our government. They're just being radical teenagers. And honestly, it was a great idea. Like, in a lot of societies, controlled violence was the best way for war to happen. Especially in the Roman Empire, it's like if someone wanted to overthrow Caesar, they had to beat him. They had to beat his champions. And that was great because instead of 100,000 people die, maybe 7 niggas died. And that's because you couldn't fight. That's like, if gang wars were settled like that, like they had 7 niggas just like fight each other in the streets, and then whoever won. That'd probably be better.
I mean, that works, but in the Hunger Games, they did it for too long. There were no more enemies to fight. They were just pitting the poor people against each other.
Yeah, the Purge and Rick and Morty was funny. They're just rich assholes making us fight for no reason, and then they went to kill all the rich assholes. I love that show.
Purge. I saw the third one.
I bet you it was really weird.
I like the concept of the Purge. I feel like it's never been executed properly in any of the movies.
Did you hear someone tried to actually make that happen in
so
Iowa?
Stupid.
I think it was Iowa, but yeah, some kid was sending out emails saying the Purge is going to happen on September 28th, 2015, and the cops were freaking out, literally getting ready for a bunch of people to start murdering each other in the streets. But then they found the kid and like put him in jail, but like 2 people had already died.
I hate hearing about people who try to actually make the Purge happen because, they are going to aim towards poor people. They are going to aim towards ethnic of any variety people.
Yeah.
You think that we're all going to survive? No, the rich people are going to bomb us and then be like, oh, but we were purging. So done.
Yeah. The only person who's made that concept make more sense is China. Congratulations, China.
Also, like, when I think of the Purge, everybody else is thinking of murdering, right? I'm thinking of all the other crimes that people are going to try and get away with. First one in my head was pedophilia.
Okay.
Watch your neighbor come over, rape that 4-year-old they've had their eye on, and you can't do shit about it because they did it on Purge night.
I think the only thing I would do is all, like, economic related crimes.
Yeah, that's why in the cinema sins they're like, nobody's doing fun things like looting or tagging. They're just killing each other.
Well, like, I know my first day of, like, coding was, hey, here's how to hack a credit card. That's what I would spend the entire night. I would build a bunker that's pretty much impenetrable. Fine, blow up my house. I'm downstairs stealing everyone's money. Like,
now you're trapped in your house, though.
No. I'm in a bunker, so it doesn't matter. As long as I last those 24 hours, I take all the government's money, put it in a Swiss bank account, leave the fucking country. There's nothing anyone can do about it.
Ooh, a concept in the Purge 3 that made no sense to me was murder tourism. They let other people from other countries come in during the Purge to kill us. And I thought white people would never let that happen, ever. Because they hate other countries. So why would you let them come in and kill us?
They're paying a fuckload of money.
That's so stupid.
But it makes sense. They're paying a fuckload of money. Like the white people that go over to Jamaica to bang. They're paying for it.
The whole point of the Purge was we are exercising our right as Americans to fuck each other up. Like, they are not American.
But like I said, like, if you pay a rich person enough money, they'll let you do whatever you want. Like, if you wanted to get away with any crime, you could just pay a rich person in power to do it. To let you do it.
Thank you, Deep Web, giving me that chance.
Oh my god, dude! I was reading an article that was teaching people how to get to the deep web, and it was really funny because it was helpful, but unless you knew the vocabulary, it was not helpful at all. Like, no one knows what a spider is, and it's really sad. So, like, if you tried to enter the deep web, the spider would probably get you immediately, which is the funniest thing ever. And he was just like, "Hey, you're gonna see a spider." Moving on. I was like, that's not helpful to anybody. Poor bastards. Oh my god.
Still want to go. I know that it doesn't instantly pop up with child porn and murder. Like, that's not instantly what happens.
It's usually like usually like services that no one has ever heard about. Like face sitting started on a deep web. Like, yeah, if you have a hot curvy girl sit on your face, you couldn't get that 10 years ago because it was on the deep web. You had to really know how to do it.
The only one that I'm actually afraid of is that website that has all your information instantly, even if you accidentally log onto it, because now they have you and they're going to sell you to those people on the internet that teach you how to cook women and shit. Like, I don't want my information on there.
That's what proxies are for, China. Learn these things. Don't go on the deep web just to get cooked.
I know there's all these ways to get around it, but I'm like, watch me fuck up one day and then somebody shows up at my door and they're like, guess what, you're gonna be spaghetti. I don't want to be spaghetti.
What's really funny is, like, if you look at we would never guess how your personality is.
Why?
Because you're so fucking adorable. No one would ever expect you to be on the deep web.
I just like hearing all the scary stories. I don't want them to happen to me. I want them to happen to other people so I can find out about them.
That's some fucked up shit.
I
right
think that's
there,
how
man.
everybody thinks. It's like we don't want that to happen to us, but we like that girl who got hit by a car playing Pokemon Go. Like that shit was funny to me. Like, but I don't want it to happen to me. It's always funny to hear terrible stories happen to other people. I think that's how life works. You know. Thanks, Janet. The most adorable sound in the world. Oh man. So yeah, I think the week's been good to us. Obviously.
Yay, week.
What happened in your week, China?
I got a toothache.
Oh yeah.
It sucks.
You should just do what we do in our old days. You pull it out and then complain about it later.
No, I need my teeth in there. I've always hated taking care of my teeth, so toothaches are what happens to punish me.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yep, I hated it. I never took care of it when I had braces, and then now they're all crooked again.
Okay, China, what about you? How's your week been, Hikaru?
I helped a little girl.
Pedophile! No, I'm just kidding.
I don't believe you're a pedophile.
I don't
It's
either.
okay.
But the 2 episodes ago.
I think it was last one.
Oh no, it was 2 episodes ago.
Dude, that was Andrew. He said he liked Lolly.
No, that wasn't Andrew.
It was you. You said it.
All right, go ahead. What happened? Tell us about how you aided a young child.
It was her and her grandma.
So
it was actually when I left here.
You aided 2 ends of the spectrum, one starting, one dying. Okay, keep going.
You have to tell me what happened, because now I'm picturing you rescued them from a burning
No,
home.
yeah.
They
A dog with the AK-47 in his mouth.
They were lost, and so I had to take them to Little Tokyo.
Okay.
And
From
then-
here?
Yeah, from here.
Did they pay you? That's a trip.
No. They drove me home though.
Okay, cool.
So I was like,
Man, they could have cooked you into spaghetti.
You would be spaghetti.
that little girl was a thug though. I swear to God, she was a fucking thug,
How?
dude. Like we were walking down Hollywood when you get to Bonnie and get on the train station.
Yeah.
When she was looking at the stars, and I swear to God, she said she was like 12 or 13,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Where the fuck is Justin Bieber's star?" I was like, "Oh my God."
I am sorry. I could not let a little kid talk like that. I couldn't.
I was like, "This is the homie right here, man." And then I showed her Shakira at least, and she was like, "Who is that?" And then she was like, "I'll just take a picture and show it to my mom, maybe." She knows."
Justin Bieber doesn't have a star, right? He's not old enough to have
He
a star.
doesn't deserve to have a
He
star.
kind of doesn't. I don't think he did. Does he?
If he does, I didn't hear about it, and I usually hear about who's getting a
A
star.
lot of people on there don't deserve having their star, but they
I know.
have a star.
I know a lot of YouTube people that deserve a star. PewDiePie, Freddie Wong, Angry Joe, they deserve stars.
Yeah.
They're gonna make their own little walk of fame. YouTube walk of fame.
YouTube is turning into Google. It has a fuckload of money. They have enough money to pay over like 1 million channels monetized cash.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're no longer doing because it doesn't work anymore as a business idea. I'll show you what we're gonna do afterwards. But like YouTube is no longer, unless you already have your like millions of fans, it's no longer a great source for gathering them. It's just it's a great place to hold your media now. To me, YouTube is Dropbox.
I've spent a lot of time on YouTube this week. I was going to mention this. So they're doing like a new episodes of Steven Universe every day.
Yeah.
So then a lot of people are releasing the leaks online.
Yeah.
And in every single leak, there's always somebody complaining about the spoiler. And I hate people that complain about spoilers.
Don't
'cause
read the
I'm
comments.
just-
That's the lesson. Never
I
read
just-
YouTube comments unless it's a European video. Don't read YouTube comments because apparently people in Europe were raised correctly.
Yeah.
I watch European YouTube videos or like European music videos, and all it is positivity or weird ideas that can make the show more interesting or stuff. Like I was watching a music video, a Glockenspiel song that is the song from Skins season 1 finale when they're like at that concert. That's Glockenspiel song. It's a really good song. And in the comments below, everyone's like, "This song is fucking great. I love this song. Skins is a scary show, but I love this song." You know, it'd been cooler if all of them were on stage. It's just like these hype ass British, Holland, European people just having a good time on YouTube. But Americans, they don't do that.
You complain about everything. I'm like,
No, we
nobody
do.
forced you to watch the spoiler. Just don't watch. Go away.
I honestly think it goes back to the thing we said at the end of last episode where like masturbation is a big thing. In Europe, they're like, "Hey, sex, just do it as long as you're safe." In America, they're like, "You're gonna go to hell. You're gonna go to hell and you burn. And when you touch yourself, your hand's gonna grow hair. And everyone's gonna know you masturbate and you're gonna be ashamed of it."
What's funny is that half of us don't believe that anymore, but it's been embedded into us that we like always think about it just a little bit. It's like, oh, go going to hell now for thinking this, for saying this.
We're all going to hell based on the commandments anyway. So, basically we're all prostitutes. And prostitution in the Bible, or at least in lore, is you do something for money. So we're all going
Whatever.
to hell.
Heaven is full of Mormons. They don't know how to have prostitute fun, so.
Heaven is full of Mormons. Look over there, Mormon people. I'll never forget that day. For me, the week was great. I found a bunch of videos. The Haka video was great. I'm on a radio show now. I don't know if I told you guys. I'm on a show called Otaku Hourly. It's a really good show. People out there, I suggest you give it a listen. One, because not only am I on it and I'm awesome, but the show is actually like really well regimented. Like JoJo puts a lot of work into the show, and it shows in the way that it goes. And it's, even though the studio space is cramped, I still have a really good time. He has a great crew, has an awesome slew of guests every week. So come check out Otaku Hourly. Not because I'm on it, but because the show's really good. Plus, I'm on it. And one day we might even get China and Hikaru on the show as extra guests. So, definitely check out Otaku Hourly. And so it's been a good week for me. Any closing thoughts, China?
So that pillow for that girl from ReZero has sold out.
Oh, Ren?
Yeah.
I've seen too many pictures of her. I don't like her. Go away.
I love her. You have to watch. Have you watched it?
No.
You have to watch it.
I'm probably going to watch it when I'm 80 and I have nothing to do but watch anime people have told me to watch.
I want that pillow too now.
You're only going to get her naked, as usual.
Dude, I saw the pillow. She's not naked, but it has been delayed because so many people have wanted to buy that pillow.
When you buy it, I'm going to email the people and go, she made a mistake. She wants the naked version.
Oh, I want her naked.
What about you, Hikaru?
Thanks for watching it.
That was creepy. He gave me that. He gives me that I touch people look in the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. My closing thoughts this week has been pretty calm. So nothing bad, nothing too good. I suggest you look up New Zealand's Haka so you can understand what we were talking about. I'll try to link it below. It's an amazing video. It's actually truly horrifying. See if you can get through it without going, holy shit. That is scary. And if you can, hit the like button. We'll be back next week. Like I said, Otaku Hourly. And thanks for being on the listening to the show with us. And like I said, as always, if you have anything you want us to talk about or any topics, what big or small, a video you want us to see and talk about, put it in the comments below. Stop being creepy, Hikaru. And we're done. Push the button, China. Push it. Push it.